Well, a new twist to the introduction of the lineups here at the Garden, complete with laser light effects. And we have double coverage on the sidelines. We're joined today by Ahmad Rashad and Hannah Storm. Let's start with Ahmad.
All right, Marv. Well, everybody's talking about Jordan Pippen. The player that the Bulls have been talking about is B.J. Armstrong, who has really stepped it up a notch this entire playoff season. I asked B.J. about it. He said, you know, it's all about the challenge, and I realize I've stepped up to it. But in order for us to be successful, I got to take my game up another notch to get by the Knicks. And as far as Michael Jordan is concerned, he was shooting before the game. His wrist is fine. Hannah?
The only serious injury on the Knicks side, Ahmad, has been Doc Rivers, who was suffering back spasms during that Charlotte series, but he told me he saw an acupuncturist on Friday, and he feels just fine. As for the mood of the team, John Starks confirmed what Mike said earlier. These guys were uptight before the start of the playoffs, but now that they've gotten to the point where they want to be, they're relaxed, and as several of the players said, ready to rumble. Marv?
All right, Hannah, and the officials who will be supervising the alleged rumbling, Jake O'Donnell, Bennett Salvatore, and Hugh Holland. You just have the feeling that Jake O'Donnell would get the nod in Game 1 because you have to feel that he will try to set the tone.
The feeling is that Jake O'Donnell, with the experience and great feel for the game, will keep things under control. I just hope they don't take away too much of the aggressiveness early in the game by either team.
The Knicks controlling the opening tip. Starks. So John Starks opens by hitting the long-range jump shot.
We see the initial matchup of B.J. Armstrong on John Starks and Michael Jordan playing Doc Rivers. Now, Phil Jackson said yesterday that B.J. actually plays John Starks pretty well. I don't believe that. I think he doesn't want Jordan coming off all those screens.
Well, Jordan came off a pick and hit a three-pointer to open matters for the Bulls. Here's Starks for three.
Jordan coming off screens and getting open looks at the basket. That's one thing that Pat Riley and his defense preached in their practice sessions. Don't give Michael clear looks. Make him put it down on the floor. Then we'll give help when needed.
The Bulls three. Oakley gets inside, and he is called for the foul.
Oakley knew that he had his defender on his back. He was in the lane a long time before the ball finally got to him. He knows it's close to a 3-second violation. Grant can do nothing but hold his position, but the feel is that the left arm of Oakley is what threw Grant to the ground. Therefore, the offensive foul was called.
Turnover is the end result. Jordan on the pull-up. Yes.
Let's go back to Christmas Eve when Chicago was down 10 points at halftime. In the first 2 minutes and 17 seconds of the third quarter, it was a tie score. 5 possessions for New York, 4 turnovers produced.
Another steal, this time Grant putting the move on Oakley. A gorgeous ball fake by Horace Grant, who has come up hobbling. Grant is hurt.
With a very bad right ankle, takes the pass in transition, and then as he takes off and comes down, it's the right ankle that catches the brunt of the force of hitting the floor with the weight on it. It was a very, very bad sprain. Hopefully the time off had given him a chance to recover, but it's obvious here he will play with a very bad ankle in this series. Bill, he mentioned that Scott Williams is going to be my guy that I have to plug into more than just one spot if we're going to be successful.
Smith able to get to it. Yes. Charles Smith with a second field goal. The Bulls lead by 2. Is down to 6. Down to 3. Ewing has to force. Yes. Ewing does get away with a travel. Here's the move by Ewing. He was pushed. Yes. And it counts. Great collapse on Ewing as he released. The basket counts, and he'll go to the line.
The Bulls know that Ewing has a reputation of not being a good passer out of double teams or even triple teams. So come at him hard. 1, 2, 3, Bulls. Bottom of the net for Patrick.
Foul on Will Perdue.
The same.
Michael Jordan. Look out, Jordan with another steal. And here's Jordan, yes! Michael Jordan whipping by Patrick Ewing.
Steals. They love to hang around the backcourt and pick off the outlet passes. It's something you must emphasize to your team. Jordan, Pippen, Grant, all exceptional athletes get into those passing lanes and produce turnovers.
Timeout taken, 2:57 remaining in this first quarter. Michael Jordan off the steal, and Jordan has 7 points. We'll be right back. Remaining in the first quarter. Nice fake by Jordan. Yes, John Starks did well in not picking up the foul as he went for that feint. Stacey King, Scott Williams, and Horace Grant up front. John Paxson, Michael Jordan in the backcourt. Starks on Jordan. Yes. Michael Line driving it home. He has 11. The Bulls lead by 3.
Although they executed that time and got into their half-court offense and got a good shot out of it, Chicago will continue to stress the open floor. Get the scoring guards when they get the ball in the position that they want. Starks respecting that first step, backs up a little bit, so Michael Jordan knocks down the jumper. Then at the other end, the strong fake. Get him to go by you, step underneath, get a clean look. A little.
The Knicks by 3. Jordan off the pick. Jordan gets inside. Ewing sweeps for the rebound. Anthony for Blackman for 3. Yes. Rolando Blackman has checked in, and he has put his mark on the second quarter. The Bulls will talk it over. Mason. Shot clock at 2. Now to 1. Anthony. 5 minutes gone by in this second quarter. Scottie Pippen is now running the offense and does it again. Scottie Pippen in the face of Anthony Mason during the regular season.
Pippen anticipates the pass coming baseline side. He leaves his man, takes off in the transition game, and then coming hard at Mason. Doesn't give him a chance to get his hands on, elevates, hits the jump shot. Then coming right back again the next time, feeling that he's got that stroke, gets himself going into the game at the offensive end by doing it through transition.
Scottie Pippen matchup is favorable to them. They feel that Charles with his lookout, Oakley in the collision with Grant. Starks. Jordan dumps it off. Good luck. Oh, and here we go. Oakley and Pippen. Jaw to jaw. Oakley felt that Pippen was being aggressive as they were vying for that loose ball.
It actually goes back to the last play when the foul was called and Grant took the basketball and shoved it in Oakley's stomach as he walked away. Oakley then turned to the official and said, how come you didn't call something there? This is just a carryover, that interaction between those two players.
Jordan talking to Starks. Jordan fires for 3. A three-pointer by Michael Jordan. He has 14. And Scottie came up smiling.
Michael took a little slap in the left side of the face. He then cocks it up, knocks down a three-pointer, just make sure that his face is okay. Pippen going up for the layup. Blackman making sure he doesn't get a good shot at it. Then that's what makes players great and teams great, the ability to get off a shot and make it when you need it.
Pippen was hit hard. Things beginning to get a bit rough. Mason called for the foul. Mason with his second.
Throw it to the ground. He's losing his footing right there as Oakley tries to prevent the shot from going up. It's just, of course, natural that he's going to go down. It made him look to some extent that he threw him to the ground. I don't think Oakley intended it.
That was given up by John Starks on Pippen, so the question is how he would react. It counts as a foul. Blackman has called for the foul, and Jordan will go to the line. Well, Pippen has reacted well here in the first half, has not shied away, and has been very aggressive.
Chicago, when it gets itself out in the running game, the transition game, a much more effective basketball team against the Knicks defense. That's what they're trying to do, is up the tempo. The tempo, however, is right where New York wants it, in that mid-40s area going into halftime. To those statistics, both teams they played, Indiana and Charlotte, are up-tempo teams. Both went out and pressed and tried to create more shots during the game against the Knicks. You don't play those teams every night in the regular season.
And Starks with that last-second shot attempt. So the Bulls with a 48-44 lead at halftime of Game 1 of this best-of-7 Eastern Final. Michael Jordan, 7 of 14, 17 points. Patrick Ewing with 15 in all. Only 2 have come in the second quarter. Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, Ahmad Rashad, Hannah Storm heading to the second half. High point men, Michael Jordan with 17 in his 21 minutes, 7 of 14 from the field. Scottie Pippen with 10 points, hit 3 of 9. And Patrick Ewing, 5 of 9, but only 2 of his 15 came in the second quarter. Jordan and Armstrong in the backcourt. Grant, Cartwright, and Pippen up front. Here is Jordan. Angle jump shot by Michael Jordan. And the Bulls now lead by 6.
And then give him the ball at the right time.
Armstrong is trying to draw the foul. The block by Pippen. Smith with the recovery. Become only the 3rd team in NBA history to win 3 in a row. No team has won 3 consecutive titles over the last 26 years. Scottie Pippen has 14. Only the Minneapolis Lakers and the Boston Celtics have won 3 straight championships. The Bulls 61, the Knicks 57. For Rivers, his first field goal. The steal by Rivers. Oh, look out. Pippen with a hard foul. Let's see how Jake O'Donnell handles it. Of course, Doc at times has won Academy Award honors, and he's all right. Oh, and apparently there were words. Smith and Pippen had words, and Pippen came chasing after Smith.
It starts back when Rivers makes the deflection and the steal and takes off. You never think that anybody's going to have a chance of catching him, but Scottie Pippen came from quite a distance behind to run him down. It's Pippen that throws the pass off the dribble. Rivers looks like he's got clear sailing, but Pippen from way behind catches him, and then it's the momentum which sends Rivers to the ground. He immediately grabs his head as if it hit down on the floor. From behind, Pippen goes for the block. There's no intent there to throw Rivers' body into the ground. It's just 2 great athletes and the speed and acceleration that causes this.
Looks to be a little act on the part of Doc to draw a flagrant, and then Pippen came racing in the direction of both Smith and Rivers. It looked like the target was Smith, and the officials are talking it over. Let's see how they handle it. Apparently no flagrant being called, and Pippen has to be restrained. We'll be back in a moment. 6 minutes to go. 3rd quarter. Game 1 of the best of 7. Game 2 here at the Garden on Tuesday, and then the scene shifts to Chicago. Pippen hits the 3-pointer.
After Pippen hits the 3, he runs back. He's looking at Charles Smith the entire time, and then makes sure that he gets into his defensive position there quickly. A little bit of trash talk afterwards. Incurred by Rivers was a dislocated 4th finger on the right hand.
And so the aftermath was this. Charles Smith, a little bump at Scottie Pippen, and Pippen did not appreciate it. They have words, and then Pippen went tearing after Smith. The conversation continued. John Starks. Now Jordan back, reaches in and steals. And a loose ball foul call on Jordan. Second foul committed by Jordan, who was upset by that call made by Bennett Salvatore.
Well, Michael Jordan seemed to be completely out of the play, yet he hustles back, and the concern there is that that left hand may have shoved John Starks out of bounds. I don't think it had anything to do with it. Jordan had possession by that time.
2 minutes to go in the 3rd. Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, Ahmad Rashad, Hannah Storm from the Garden. Patrick Ewing beat his man. Jordan tried to help out, but could not.
Owns up to it. And there it is. I know you never were a contestant on concentration, but that means defense. Defense.
Thank you, Czar. Little remedial work by Czar. Starks for 3. the Knicks 77, the Bulls 69. It's the biggest lead of the game for either team. Fourth quarter, Michael Jordan with only 2 of his 19 points in the second half. Here's Jordan. Yes. Nice move, the fake to the right, and the pull-up. He had Starks committed and was able to hit. The Knicks lead is now 6. Rivers, played by Paxson. Starks guarded by Pippen. Hits another 3 for John Starks. That's his 3rd from downtown.
If he was going to feed the postman, then never a hesitation, just got it up immediately.
Oh, clean block by Ewing. Cartwright had the step, and Ewing with the rejection. On the shot clock. Here's Jordan giving it back. Grant, yes. Horace Grant has 11. Shot clock at 10. Paxson guarding Starks. Starks for 3 again. That's his 4th three-pointer. Keep in mind, John Starks set a Knicks team record. He hit 8 three-point field goals against Chicago last March here at the Garden. Jordan came up short. The Knicks, with a 10-point lead, have taken the play away here in the 4th quarter. They double up on Mason, and he gets it outside. Foul call. Michael Jordan called for his 3rd.
Has a very quick release. You may not think he's going to let it go, but it's up and out of his hand, and at times it even looks like it's going to be short. But the strength of John Starks gets it to the front of the rim with terrific range on it.
In the 4th quarter, and the Knicks by 10, 83-73. Here's Jordan. So the Knicks have an 8-point lead.
Paxson, an excellent passer into the post-up area. If your big men aren't working well down low, well, then this guy's not a bad choice to go to. Michael Jordan with his back to the basket.
Ewing has 25, 8-point New York lead. Pippen, yes, beautiful move by Pippen. He has 21 points. 29, again the pressure, this time light pressure shown by Chicago. Ewing setting the pick. Cartwright jumps out. Starks for 3. He is 5 of 7 from 3-point range. He has 24. The Knicks lead 88-79.
Just when it seemed that Chicago was getting itself back close enough to make a move, that another one of those shots goes in. Phil Jackson almost had a smile when he saw the results of this one. Michael Jordan is right there challenging this shot when he goes up with it, but again, it's the quick release. It's out of his hands before Jordan can get there.
4 minutes remaining in the game. Pippen guarding Mason. Mason trying to do it off the dribble. And he drew the foul. It counts! The basket counts and the foul.
That's why coaches tell players when you commit a foul, make sure he doesn't get the shot off because of the continuation call in the NBA. The strength of Anthony Mason to draw the contact and then still get the shot up. He makes it, goes to the foul line. We had said earlier that Phil Jackson on Stark's shot kind of had an expression on his face like, I can't believe it. Well, there it is again.
3-point play for Mason. That foul was number 4. Chicago Bulls, but apparently John is all right. The Knicks 91 of the Bulls 84. Oh, what a play. Jordan slapping it away, and it was last touched by Rivers.
The league leader in steals gets that hand in there, goes off of Doc Rivers' right leg, out of bounds. The official, Bennett Salvatore, right on top of the play. And Chicago's off again to the offensive end.
Rivers and Jordan battling for position. Jordan with the steal, the save. It's taken by Grant. What a play! And it's tipped home. Tipped home by Scott Williams. Michael Jordan with an extraordinary play on the steal. He was able to save it. And Mason is stripped. But a foul is called.
You think Michael Jordan has no idea where the ball is being passed, but he manages not only to get a piece of it and keep it in bounds, then saves it before it goes back out of bounds to his teammates just to give him an opportunity. Reminds me of the Larry Bird play against Detroit a few years back in the playoffs, which produced the winning basket.
The Knicks using the clock. 5 on the 24. Mason able to free himself up as Grant went for the steal. Rivers and Pippen in each other's face as play just continues.
In the low right-hand corner, Rivers doesn't like the fact that Pippen knocked him to the ground, so he's got a little bit to say and a little bit of chest bumping to do.
So Mason missed on both. 45 seconds remaining. 5-point Knick lead. Bulls have 1 timeout remaining. Jordan for 3. Rebound Starks. And now desperation, defensive play by the Bulls looking for the ball. The Knicks try to play the clock. And the foul given by Armstrong.
When you're down 5, you know you need any combination of a 2-point shot or a 3-point shot. Michael Jordan figures that this might be the best look he gets in this situation, so he goes up with it with just under 40 seconds remaining on the game clock. They did a very good job, this group.
Final seconds. Here's Armstrong. Rebounded by Armstrong, and that is it. So the Knicks defeat the Bulls in game 1 of this best of 7. 98-90. Game 2 will be played here at Madison Square Garden on Tuesday night. And then they move on to Chicago for game 3 in the Windy City next Saturday afternoon. That game will be shown on NBC. And then game 4 in Chicago on Monday afternoon, a week from tomorrow. Let's go over to Hannah Storm. Hannah?
John, you were remarkably calm and confident before the game, and you had a very realistic approach to playing Michael Jordan. You said, look, I can't stop this guy. I just want to play him the best I can, and you certainly did that.
That's true. As you know, Michael has too many moves in his arsenal in order for me to go out there and say I'm going to take one thing away from him. All I can do is just go out there and just play hard as I can and just make him work for everything.
How were you able to be so effective against Michael, not only defensively, but also offensively down the stretch with those big 3-pointers in the 4th quarter?
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to our big guys. They do a great job of setting picks and freeing me open, getting me open. And, you know, without them, you know, I probably wouldn't be able to hit them 3-point shots.
Now, Jordan is a guy that can take over a game. He can change the momentum of a game, and I'm sure that that was on your mind as you guys had that lead. So what do you take from this game about playing Michael Jordan defensively and being so effective as you go into the rest of the series?
Nothing at all. All you can do, like I say, is just go out and just play him hard every night and not worry about it, whether you're going to stop him or not. Just go out there and just play him.
Okay, thanks, John. Good game. Let's go over to Ahmad now.
All right, thanks, Hannah. All right, Doc, in the first half, you guys had a little bit of trouble with that pressure defense, but you seemed to solve it in the second half.
Yeah, we did. We came out, at least I did, with a little bit of butterflies and didn't come aggressive. In the second half, we attacked their pressure, and that's why we got the layups and the dunks.
Was it as physical as you thought it was going to be? A lot of hype before this game about how physical it was going to be.
Well, I thought they were just as physical as us. I know I hit the floor a couple of times. Once when Scotty blocked my shot, and once when the rim blocked my shot on that dunk there one time.
All right, good luck to you.
Thanks.
All right, Patrick. Now, listen, you had a big day today on the boards, and we expected you to score, but big day rebounding.
Well, you know, I think I've been having a great year rebounding the whole year. I just wanted to come out and assert myself. You know, we came out a little flat, so I just want to assert myself and try to get the rest of the guys going.
A lot of hype before this game. Everybody talking trash in the papers. It's got to be great to get this thing on.
Oh, yeah, you know, we was sitting around waiting for about 4 or 5 days. You know, we was getting anxious and antsy, but I'm just glad that we were able to get it on and we were able to win the game.
All right, congratulations to you. Great game today. Back over to Marv.